Welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to discuss Codeforces round 770 problem C. So the problem states is that you're given a number n. So you're given a number n. Oops. Yeah, you're given a number n, and also you're given a number k. Right. So think of it like a matrix. Obviously, the analogy is between shelves and the books, but yeah, we can actually skip that part and just imagine it as n cross k. So if n is, let's say, 3 and k is, let's say, 3, yeah, or maybe let me start with 4 comma 3. So I have 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 and 3, yeah. So I have this shelf here. So, and I'm given that I have numbers. The numbers available to me are from 1 to n dot k, right? So basically in this case it will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So I have these numbers. Now what I need to do is I need to fill these numbers on this grid, such that, let's say, if I fill it with this number 1 2 3, right? So if I do this, what I need to find is, let's say, for each subset of L comma R. So think of it like just like a one row. So for this row, if there are two values L comma R, so my L, if it's 0 and R is 0, that means this index, right, 1. So what is the value here? 1. And what is the average for this cell? So it's just 1 by 1, right, because I only have one cell. Similarly, if I have L1 1, so which is going to be 2, and I have L as 2 2, so answer is going to be 3. Now the catch comes here is, if okay, so if I have L as 0 and R as 2, so in this case, what is my sum? So it's 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is 3 plus 2 5, which is 6. So my answer is 6 divided by 3, which that is going to be the mean average, right? Mean of that whole row, which is going to give me 2. Now what we need to find is, can we fill this grid with numbers in such a way that whatever the value of L and R would be, if we take the mean average of the cells between L and R, it has to be an integer. Let's say if I had changed this 3 with a different number, say 4, right? So I had changed with 4. So 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 7. 7 divided by 3 would have been 2, which is not an integer, right? It's 3.5. So this grade would have been a wrong answer. So I just need to figure out whether if it's possible to fill this grid, right, with numbers between 1 to n multiplied by k, and if it is, then just output yes and the grid, the possible values. So there is a pattern that I found here, that is, if my let's start with an example. So the easiest way would have been, let's go with this example, 2 comma 2, or let's go with 4 comma 3 here itself. So what I find here was 2 2 3, that if I just fill, because I need to keep the parity of the whole row same, right? So if I have 1 3 5, let's just odd, so no matter what, odd plus odd will give me even, right? And similarly I have even rows here. So rows doesn't matter, but the column is important because I just care about that whole one row as a shelf. Similarly, if I have 2 4 6, now here I have another odd layer, which could be 7 9 11, and then here it would be 8 10 12, right? Now if you see, if L and R of each row is same, then we are sorted because we don't care. Now if it's a range of 2, let's say if I take these two, 1 3, what is the sum here? 4, and it's divided by 2, which is 2, so the mean average is 2 here. Similarly, if I take 3 and 5, my mean average is 8 divided by 2, 4. Similarly, if I do here, so what I found a pattern that if my row, which is n, if my n is odd, then there is no answer possible. If my n is even, then I can just do a greedy fill between one row having all the odd numbers and one row having all the even numbers, right? There is one corner case that if n is odd and k is 1, in that case I can just fill incremental values in that row, because it will look like this, right? So I can just do 1 2 3 and that is my correct answer. So this is a corner case, in which case it will be yes. Otherwise, if n is odd, I will never get an answer. Like, you can try it out with maybe 3 comma 4 or maybe 3 comma 2, we won't get the answer, right? So here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6, because we won't have equal number of odd even numbers. So if I do 1 3 5, sorry, 3 comma 2, right? So this should be 1 3 2 4 1 3 2 4 5 6. Yeah, because we won't have equal count of odd and even numbers, right? Because in this case I do greedy fill this, but what about this row gets wrong, right? So that's why n odd won't work, and that is just the solution. So yeah, hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna add my submission link in the description below. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks everyone.